ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you. So for today's session, so today we are going to start ninth chapter. So we finished till eighth chapter. We have seen how Dhruva Maharaj did his extraordinary devotional service to the Lord. So because of his being a boy, he stopped taking breath while considering Vesti and Samishti are equal. So because of his consideration, Samishti's breathing also is stopped. Now, Lord assured to Devatas, so don't worry. So don't do any harm, and he will not do any harm to all of you. So you people go, and I will take care. He is my devotee. I will take care this issue. How to make this breathing of everyone can be continued. So Lord assured. Then after that, Lord what he did. So we are going to study in this chapter. Okay. Maitreya uvacha तयेवमुत्सन्न भयावरुक्रमे कृतावनामा प्रययुस्त्रिविष्टपम् सहस्रशीर्षापि ततो गुरुत्मता मधोर्वनं भृत्यादिदृक्षया गतः. Yes.
The great sage Maitreya told Vidura, when the demigods were thus reassured by the personality of Godhead, they were freed from all fears, and after offering their obeisances, they returned to their heavenly planets. Then the Lord, who is non-different from the sahasrasirsa incarnation, got on the back of Garuda, who carried him to the Madhuvan forest to see his servant Dhruva.
Yeah. Demigods, they left to their abode, to their respective places. The Lord assured, don't worry. So I will take care. Don't get fear. Then Lord came to Madhuvan. Sahasrasirsa incarnation means whom we should take here. Two incarnations are Sahasrasirsa incarnations. One is Mahavishnu and second is Garbhodakasayi Visnu. So here Sahasrasirsa Vishnu is Garbhodakasayi Visnu. So that's why who gave darshan to Dhruva Maharaj? Sahasrasirsa Purusha. That is Garbhodakasayi Visnu. Because Garbhodakasayi Vishnu is what? Is avatara of Mahavishnu? No. It is Prakasha. It's a Prakasha of Mahavishnu. So that's why in Prakasha there is no change. Like Dwaraka Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, all are Krishna in multiple places. In Dwaraka he is in the multiple houses. Those are all Prakasha. So that's why there is no change in the form. But when there is avatara, then there is some change. Like Ksiridakasayi Visnu is avatara of Garbhodakasayi Visnu. Ksiridakasayi Visnu is having only 4 hands. But Garbhodakasayi Visnu is having the thousands of hands. Sahasrasirsa Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Many thousands of hands like she is having. So here, although the Lord appeared as Ksiridakasayi Vishnu, he has been described here as Sahasrasirsa Vishnu because he is non-different from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu. So let me see what our various acharyas are saying. Who appeared? Who appeared to Dhruva Maharaj? Which one? Garbhodakasayina abhedat sahasrasirsa tadanintano avatara Prsnigarbho bhagavatamrtad avagantiva. So, Lagu Bhagavatamrtam we should consider. We should see it from the Bhagavatamrtam, Lagu Bhagavatamrtam. Garbhodakasayina abhedat sahasrasirsa tadanimtanah avatarah Prsnigarbha. So what is that? Actually, Sahasrasirsa is who? Garbhodakasayi Visnu and also Mahavishnu. But actually here, who gave darshan to him? Prsnigarbha. Prsnigarbha means he is Ksiridakasayi Visnu. But then why Sahasrasirsa is mentioned? Because Abhedaha. So because he is avatara. Garbhodakasayi Vishnu's avatara only this Prsnigarbha. Prsnigarbha means Ksiridakasayi Visnu. So in that sense, he was said as sahasrasirsa. So okay. That means actually that's why he goes to Dhruva Loka. That is a Vaikuntha. There he can see Ksiridakasayi Visnu. So that's why here Ksiridakasayi Visnu appeared, but he is called as Sahasrasirsa because he is not different from Garbhodakasayi. Not different means he is avatar of the Garbhodakasayi Vishnu, so that he is not different. Abhedat, that means no difference. In that sense, it is said. So, like that, we should take. And what is the summary of this chapter? Hari stutir varaprapti स्वानुतापो गृहागमः बन्धुभिर्मेलनं राज्यम् ध्रुवस्य नवमे भवत् ध्रुवस्य नवमे भवत्. In this ninth chapter of fourth canto, what we are going to see? Hari Stuti. Dhruva Maharaj is going to glorify Hari. Varaprapti. Also is going to get boon from the Lord Hari. Swanutapo. Then after that, he is feeling very, that means Lord is giving material pleasure also, material boon also. So for that he is repenting, Dhruva, because I couldn't have so desired these material things and why I have done. So like that for his past, that means before starting this bhakti, so he was desiring. So that situation is remembering and feeling bad for that. Next, Gruhagamaha. Then he is going back to home. Bandhu Birmelanam. Also, he is going to meet his father, his mother, stepmother, and all. Rajyam Dhruvasya. So, like this, and he is going to get back his kingdom. We are going to, and also this, how he is ruling. That means his kingdom. All these things are described in this chapter. Although Lord appeared as Ksiridakasayi Visnu, he has been described here as sahasrasirsa. According to Bhagavatamrtam, Sahasra personality of Godhead who appeared at that time was incarnation known as Prsnigarbha. Acha, Bhagavatamrtam means, I am sorry, here Brhad Bhagavatamrtam is taken. Generally, all avatars are said in the Laghu Bhagavatamrtam. Bhagavatamrtam means here Brhad Bhagavatamrtam we should take. Okay. Next. Savaidiya yoga vipaka tivraya हृत्पद्मकोशे स्फुरितं तडित्प्रभं तिरोहितं सहसैवोपलक्ष्य बहिस्थितं तदवस्थं ददर्श.
The form of the Lord, which was brilliant like lightning, and in which Dhruva Maharaj, in his mature yogic process, was fully absorbed in meditation, all of a sudden disappeared. Thus, Dhruva was perturbed and his meditation broke. But as soon as he opened his eyes, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally present, just as he had been seeing the Lord in his heart. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Dhruva Maharaj is in Samadhi. He is fully absorbed in the beautiful form of the Lord in his heart. So, and he stopped breathing also, everything. And what happened? Whom he was seeing inside his heart. that Lord disappeared suddenly. And Lord appeared in front of him. When Lord disappeared from his heart, Dhruva's samadhi was broken. What happened? Thus Dhruva was perturbed and his meditation broke. But when he opened his eyes and saw the same Lord whom he was seeing in his heart is now visible in front of him to his material eyes. In this way, samadhi is broken. So when Lord disappeared from his heart, immediately he was perturbed. Bhagna samadhi, uddhatita netraha. Then he opened eyes. Tad avastam sthitam tam bahir dadarsha. Same Lord he saw outside. Because of his mature position in yogic meditation, Dhruva Maharaj was constantly observing the form of the Supreme Personality of God within his heart. But all of a sudden, when the Supreme Personality disappeared from his heart, he thought that he had lost him. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana. A saintly person who has the love of Godhead by devotional service always sees Lord's transcendental form of Samsundara. This Samsundara form of the Lord within the heart of a devotee is not imaginary. It's not imaginary. So, those features they meditate and they see. When Lord appeared in their heart, it's not imaginary by the mind. It is actually he is going and standing there. So when heart is purified, completely transcendentalized, in that place only he appears. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kama labhadayascha chetayetairanāviddham sitam sattve prasidati. Evam prasanna manasu. So, Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. That means when heart is completely purified by chanting holy names, in that heart, that means there is no rajas and tamas and sattva. It is completely transcendental. In that heart, Lord appears. So, Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. Then by seeing that Lord, this devotee is getting the knowledge, experienced knowledge. That is Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. And that is not imagination actually. That is actual experience. Now, if I say Himalayas, you will be imagining some Himalayas. If I say red rose, you will be imagining red rose. These are all not real actually. Real means they are all imaginary. Now, I say red rose, you can imagine that red rose in your mind. That rose is now imaginary. So now Lord is appearing in the heart, in that mind, purified mind. That is not imaginary. When a devotee becomes mature in his prosecution of devotional service, he sees face to face the same Samsundara he has thought of during the entire course of his devotional service. So that means when Narada Muni said to Dhruva Maharaj, some features, you should meditate on this features, form with these features. So at that time, he is making some form through his mind, and he is meditating on that form. But when his heart is completely purified by doing such a sadhana, when a devotee becomes mature in his prosecution of devotional service, then what will happen? He sees face to face the same Samasundara he has thought of during the entire course of his devotional service. That means while sadhana bhakti. So whatever he thought, that form, now it is visible. So that's why you can't imagine any type of form, like only prescribed forms only you can think in the mind and worship. Like Nrsinga, Vamana, Matsya, Kurma. Like that, you should not simply speculate that. There will be puppy form. Lord is having why not? He is having the tortoise form, he is having the pig form. Then puppy dog form. You make some puppy dog form and meditate through your mind. And then Lord will appear like a puppy dog. Huh? Your understanding. He will not appear whatever the form you imagine and you meditate. You have to imagine means think. Only those forms which are prescribed by Shastra and Acharyas. That's why Narada Muni said, what kind of feature should be there to the Lord? So, to the form of the Lord, which Dhruva is going to meditate. One important thing, so now in the sadhana time, now we are Aravindakshaha. That means those eyes are like the one who has eyes like lotus petals. Now I'm just a sadhaka. I just began. My heart is not purified. So through this mind, whatever the form I imagine. Now Aravindaksha means the one who has eyes like lotus petals. Lotus petals means, so when I think of that form, lotus petals I think, and eyes I think. So this material mind now, sadhaka in the stage of sadhana, will think of what? Lotus petals which are available in this nature, which I have seen. Those lotus petals, and the eyes means beautiful eyes. So which I have seen, those only I imagine in my mind. I will make that form only in my mind. So this form is exactly that form which is in the spiritual world. No. But now because your material mind is now making the transcendental Lord here. No. Now the material mind is making. Yes. So some form. But you made that form in your mind, then Lord is accepting out of his mercy as his form. Like in the deities. Deities are made up of what? Are made up of metal. And that the artist who makes that sculpture through the stone or through the metal, he has some material idea of the eyes and so and so. Like that, he will carve it. So now these eyes are exactly the same eyes of the Lord in the spiritual world. No, this is just that sculpturer. So he, whatever the best beautiful form he has seen in his life, the eyes form that he carved there in that stone. So, like we can make the same eyes in the mind. So, whatever that means, deity can be formed through mind also, through wood also, through stones also, through water also, through sand also, through paint also, through paper also, rung and paper, colors and paper. So, whoever is making Lord's form, so through their material mind, in the sadhana avastha, their material mind they are making. All those are really Lord? No. Really that Lord only, that who is in the Goloka Vrindavan? No. Then Lord accepts out of his mercy. When you invite him while installing deities, you made some form through the stone or wood and metal or through the mind. And now you invite Lord to reside in that deity. He is residing and he is now that deity is Lord only. So that is out of mercy he is accepting. That, and that's why whatever service you do to that deity is equal to doing service directly to the Lord. So otherwise, if you say that everyone should worship transcendental Lord, then Jivatma is in the material conditioning. How it can worship transcendental Lord? How it can get transcendental form? Because now Jivatma's senses all are not purified at all. They are all filled with Rajas and Tamas. So this is mercy actually. The mercy of the Lord. You want to transcend from material platform to spiritual platform, but now in the material platform you have no eligibility to touch the original form of the Lord through your material mind. But still he is providing facility for us. So by accepting that deity as his own form, and that's why he's accepting means he is accepting whatever service done to that deity is equal to the, not equal, it is the same. He is service to the Lord directly. Otherwise, if this privilege is not given, then what will happen? Huh? So Dhruva also made with the stone deity, and also he is having the form in his mind. So that is compassion of the Lord. Lord, out of compassion, is doing this. He is facilitating us to worship him. This Samsundara form of the Lord within the heart of a devotee is not imaginary. When a devotee becomes mature in his, okay, since the Supreme Lord is absolute, the form within the heart of a devotee, the form in the temple and the original form in Vaikuntha, Vrindavan Dham are all the same. They are non-different from one another. So that means Dhruva, whatever form he initially he thought of, that form, his deity, Lord in Vaikuntha, all are same. Because Lord accepted that form as his own form. The deity and also the form which is thought in the mind. तद्दर्शनेनागत सात्वसक्षिता ववन्दताङ्गा विनमय्य दण्डवत् वनन्दताङ्गं विनमय्य दण्डवत् दृग्भ्यां प्रपशन् प्रपिबन्निवार्भका चुम्बन्निवास्येन भुजैरिवाश्लिषन्. Any doubt in the last look? Okay, someone read translation.
When Dhruva Maharaj saw his lord just in front of him, he was greatly agitated and offered him obeisances and respect. He fell flat before him like a rod and became absorbed in love of Godhead. Dhruva Maharaj, in ecstasy, looked upon the Lord as if he were drinking the Lord with his eyes, kissing the lotus feet of the Lord with his mouth, and embracing the Lord with his arms. Hare Krishna.
Yes. When Lord appeared to Dhruva, what is his reaction? He's started drinking Lord's beautiful form with his eyes. And also he fell down on the lotus feet of the Lord, and that sweetness of his lotus feet. He just appearing that he's going to lick that lotus feet. Like that he fell down. He didn't lick. Chumban Niva. And also he touched the tips of fingers of lotus feet. So it's appearing like he is embracing Lord's lotus feet with his two hands. Naturally, when Dhruva Maharaj personally saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, he was very much hesitated and in awe and respect, and it appeared as if he were drinking the entire body of the Lord with his eyes. The devotee's love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so intense that he wants to kiss the lotus feet of the Lord constantly, and he wants to touch the tips of the toes of the Lord and constantly embrace his lotus feet. Iva means he didn't. Looked upon the Lord as if he were drinking the Lord with his eyes, kissing lotus feet of the Lord with his mouth, appearing like that. Chumbaniva. Charanaravinda Madhuryam Chumban Iva. Iva means, and Bhujabhyam Aslishyan Iva. Charananguli Sikhan Pasparsha. He touched actually, he touched the tips of his lotus feet. And his hands are like embracing the lotus feet. It's looking like that. Like that, he prayed that means that posture. In such a posture, he fell on the Lord. Naturally, when Dhruva Maharaj personally saw the Supreme Personality but faced, okay, it appeared as if he were drinking the entire body of the Lord with his eyes. The devotee's love for the Supreme Personality of God is so intense that he wants to kiss the lotus feet of the Lord constantly. And he wants to touch the lip tips of the toes of the Lord and constantly embrace his lotus feet. All these features of Dhruva Maharaja's bodily expression indicate upon seeing Lord face to face, he developed the 8 kinds of transcendental ecstasy in his body. Ashtasatvika vikar. Ashtasatvika vikar. 8 changes. Next. Satam vivakshantamatatvidam harir ज्ञात्वास्य सर्वस्य च हृद्यवस्थिता कृताञ्जलिं ब्रह्ममयेन कम्बुना पस्पर्शबालं कृपया कपोले.
Although Dhruva Maharaj was a small boy, he wanted to offer praise to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in suitable language. But because he was inexperienced, he could not just adjust himself immediately. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, being situated in everyone's heart, could understand Dhruva Maharaj's awkward position. Out of his causeless mercy, he touched his conch shell to the forehead of Dhruva Maharaj, who stood before him with folded hands.
Yeah, Dhruva Maharaj want to glorify Lord, but he doesn't know Sanskrit language. He doesn't know grammar rules because he's a 5 years old boy. He didn't go to school also. Then how he can glorify? Vivakshitam tadgunan vaktumichantam. So Dhruva Maharaj is desiring that Lord is able to recognize that. Desiring what? Desiring describing the qualities of the Lord. Athacha atad vidham व्याकरणाद्यज्ञानात् संस्कृतं प्रयोक्तुम् अशक्नुवन्तं ज्ञात्वा. And Lord is seeing that this boy doesn't know Vyakarana and other Shastras he doesn't know. Chanda, Nirukti, all these things. Sanskritam prayoktam ashaknuvantam. And also he can't use Sanskrit properly. So knowing all these things, what Lord did? Brahmamayena Vedatmakena Shankena. This Shanka conchal is Vedamayam, Brahmamayam. And with that, what he did? He touched the forehead of Dhruva Maharaj. Every devotee wants to chant transcendental qualities of the Lord. Devotees are always interested in hearing about the Lord's transcendental qualities. And they are always eager to glorify these qualities. But sometimes they feel inconvenienced by humbleness. The personality of God being situated in everyone's heart. Inconvenienced by. Inconvenienced. by humbleness. Then what it does? Specifically gives a devotee intelligence to describe him. It is therefore understood that when a devotee writes or speaks about Supreme Personality of Godhead, his words are dictated by the Lord from within. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter. To those constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord from within dictates what to next in order to serve him. So this happens. Lord dictates from inside to pure devotees. Srila Prabhupada wrote all these purports. How he wrote? Lord was dictating and he wrote. Like that. Next, what we should do? That also Lord dictates from inside. You are getting such a voice in your side, inside. Lord is saying next to do this service, do this service. Are you getting? Yes or no? Oh, someone are getting, someone not yet. So if people are not getting it, don't worry, you will also get. You keep on do service as per Guru and sadhus. Then after some time, Lord will directly dictate you what you should do. What service next? Chaitya Guru. So then that's why we should not consider those things are ordinary. That doesn't mean that anyone just, oh my Lord is dictating me and whatever nonsense he speaks, we should not accept. Then everyone say, my Lord is dictating me and he will also keep on saying some vakya, something, some philosophy. That we can't. It's only for pure devotees. And also their dictations should align with Shastra. Because Lord never go beyond Shastra. While teaching, he also teaches Shastra only. He may speak so many things, but as a guru, if he teach, he will be definitely teaching Shastra. He never go beyond. So when he dictates, he will make that devotee to follow Shastra. But he may say so many things not as a guru. So then you should not bother about those things. So you say so many things jokingly also. In Bhagavad Gita also we see. So you can see he is speaking. So why don't you get kingdom? You get this kingdom and enjoy it. So you as a Kshatriya you fight. Like that he says so many things. So before being a guru. So that's why those statements which are said in the Guru Sishya Bhava, those only you should accept as authentic philosophy. Even Lord also can joke. Vishnu jokes when Krishna and Arjuna went to Vaikuntha. What he jokes? Krishna and Balaram are my incarnations. He says like that. Who? So Vishnu in Vaikuntha. He's just joking actually. By seeing out of the overjoy. So when he saw Krishna and Arjuna there, so he's saying like that. So that doesn't mean that now you can't make philosophy there based upon that. So whatever Lord dictates to his pure devotee as a guru role, that is Shastra, or that is in line with Shastra. So that's why not that everyone can speak anything and say that Lord dictated me and this is what. That will not work. That should align with Shastra. Prabhupada wrote purports so many by the dictation of the Lord. And nothing is against the Shastra in his purports. It's not that the Lord is dictating me whatever I said, that is the Shastra. No. Some gurus nowadays they are saying, what is the use of studying books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam? You should do meditation and you feel Lord inside. By studying books, you can't feel Lord. So that's why don't go for books. All books are trash. Just become inside, inwards. Become inwards and meditate on the Supreme Lord. Meditate on not Lord, meditate on the know who are you inside. And for that, what process should be followed? He says the process. Then what is the proof? If you ask him, he says that he used that and he realized that's why he is proof. That means what? He is authentic and he is self-approved Shastra actually and his procedure. Then tomorrow another one more person come and says one more thing. Then and he says that I realized it will work. It will not work actually. So in this way, we should not here. So no need of following Shastra and just go inside and become inwards and do fine. That is wrong actually. So here Narada Muni explained in what way bhakti process should be done, how to control the mind initially, then after that, how to do exclusive devotion. And everything he explained as per Shastra actually. To Dhruva Maharaj and he followed that. Narada Muni didn't invent that. He took from Shastra only. Shastra is the Brahman. So we should not manufacture our own philosophies. It should be based upon Shastra. And whatever dictations are done to Srila Prabhupada are in align with Shastra. And he got that. So Dhruva also, when he touched with that conch shell, which is Vedamayam, so then he is also started able to glorify Lord in proper way. So this transcendental inspiration is called Brahmamayam. Because when one is thus inspired, the sound he produces exactly corresponds to the sound vibration of the Vedas. This is not the ordinary sound vibration of this material world. Therefore, the sound vibration of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, although presented in the ordinary alphabet should not be taken as mundane or material. So this Hara and Krishna and Rama, these are not ordinary words. They are directly coming from, that sound vibration is directly coming from spiritual world. Like you have Vraksham. Vraksham is a tree. So these words you can find in the Vedas also. And this word is representing what? Tree. Vraksham means tree, which is there in the Vedas. These are all not directly coming from spiritual world. Those are all simply exhalation of Mahavishnu. And these words are representing some material object in this world, like water, water, water is representing. So the water which quenches our thirst. So here, this water word and water are not transcendental. And also they are not equal. If you simply chant water, 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 your thirst cannot be quenched. Because that water and the liquid water, the object water, both are different. But this Hara, Krishna and Rama, these words are directly Krishna himself. And they are not different. So that's why if you chant Krishna, 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 everything will be, Krishna is directly is in your tongue. And he is doing everything. So he can do anything. So that's why the word Hara and Krishna, they are all spiritual. But we are in the material world. So see, like a Lord is also having the human form. When he appears, we think that it is like a human body. This is our foolishness, and we consider him also as an ordinary human being. But it is not ordinary human being. Since he have 4 legs of two legs, 2 hands, and so on, so nose, tongue, we think that it is also material. Because our consciousness is on the material platform only. And any form we see, it is material, we think. But actually that form is transcendental. And that is original actually. And also immediately we think that this form is human form. So human form means material form. Immediately we bring Lord's position also to material level. But he is not material. He is completely transcendental. His body is not material body. The same way, Hara, Krishna, and Rama, these words are also coming from directly spiritual world. Now they are appearing in your material tongue, and you are able to hear your thing that it is also material. Like plant, like water, like we have so many words. Like that, same Hara also. Like by seeing Krishna human form, we see he is also ordinary human being. Like that, we are also thinking Hara, Krishna, and Rama are also normal words. We think that these are all normal words, but they are not normal words. They are transcendental words. They are very different words. They are directly coming from spiritual world. So now Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, even Duryodhan, Kamsa, all are seeing Krishna. Since they are able to see Krishna, so can you say that Krishna's form is material form? No. So to happen Leela, even when he is traveling in the chariot, so many people are seeing. Non-devotees, devotees, all are seeing. Out of his mercy to please his devotees, he, through his yoga shakti, yoga maya, he is visible to everyone. That doesn't mean that he is not spiritual. Out of his privilege, he came down for you, and you think that he is human being. That is the cunningness. That is our foolishness. Out of mercy, this Hara, Krishna, and Rama are sent to us. Since we are able to pronounce these words by this material tongue, we are thinking that they are also material. It is a gross foolishness. It's absolute foolishness of us. Since you are able to Hiranyakashipu or otherwise Kamsa or otherwise Duryodhan is able to see Krishna, so that's why can you say Krishna's form is material form? So since you are able to pronounce these Hara, Krishna and Rama words by your material tongue, so that's why these are all also material words. Sachi, you are there? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Do you think it's a material word? Material words? Hara, Krishna and Rama.
No.
No. That's why Lord's names are not material. Out of his mercy, he is accepting that deity as he himself. So that he is facilitating us to worship him. Out of his mercy, he is giving ability to chant Hara, Krishna and Rama with this material tongue. And you are thinking that these are all material words, material letters. So that means if someone is helping you and you are thinking him as so cheaply, what do you say then? What should we say to him? Someone is helping and is coming down from his position to lower position to help you, and you consider him as like you. What we should say about them? They are most ungrateful people actually. They are not at all grateful. We are all ungrateful souls, and we have no faith. We have no faith on these things, and that's why we are, Lord, how much? That means you are reducing your position and you are helping someone, and he is taking it so cheaply. Then what you will feel? How you will feel? We are like that actually. Lord's form, Lord's names, all are transcendental. The Lord touched with that conch shell on the forehead of Dhruva. Savai tadaiva pratipaditam giram daivim parignata paratma nirnaya tam bhakti bhavobhya grunadavatsaram tam bhakti bhavobhya grunad asatvaram Parisrutorusravasam Dhruvakshiti.
At the time, Dhruva Maharaja became perfectly aware of the Vedic conclusion and understood the absolute truth and his relationship with all living entities. In accordance with the line of devotional service to the Supreme Lord, whose fame is widespread, Dhruva, who in the future would receive a planet which would never be annihilated, even during the time of dissolution, offered his deliberate and conclusive prayers.
Yes. So, after touching, what happened? Parignataha, he immediately able to know. So, what is? What? Everything. Paramatmano Ishvara Jivayoho Nirnayaha Enasa. Bhaktau eva natu Sankhya Yoga Dishu Bhavo Abhipraya Swabhava Yasya. Asatvaram Sthairyamalambya Parisrutor Sravasam. So see in this sloka, few words are there. Sahavai tada eva pratipaditam giram daivim parignata paramatma nirnaya. Immediately he is able to know. He got Vedic knowledge. Bhakti bhavaha. So now Dhruva Maharaj in which kind of bhakti? Bhaktau eva natu Sankhya Yoga Dishu Bhavaha Aviprayaha Swabhavaha va. Yes, yes, sir. Dhruva Maharaj doesn't have any opinion or doesn't have any he doesn't have nature in Sankhya and Yoga, but he has his nature. His nature is what? Bhakti, doing bhakti only. His nature is not Sankhya and Yoga. His nature is not doing. So not. He has no nature of doing Sankhya and Yoga. His nature is only doing bhakti. So immediately, so he made and he glorified Lord. Here Dhruva Kshitihi means Dhruva Pralaye api anashwarah Kshitihi sthanam. Here Dhruva Kshitihi is a word is used in future. That means Lord is going to bestow him such a position. So here Dhruva Kshitihi means, first of all, let me understand. Let me make you understand. Dhruva means Pralayepi anaswaraha. That means even in the annihilation time, it is not destroyed. Kshitihi means place. So here Dhruva Kshiti means the one who has a place which cannot be destroyed even in annihilation. This is the meaning of Dhruva Kshiti. So this word is indicating future he is going to get such a permanent place. Next, Dhruva Uvacha. What Dhruva now he is glorified. Yontah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatya kila shakti daraswadhamna anyancha hasta charana shravanatvagadin. अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्.
Dhruva Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, you're all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you."
So now Dhruva started praying. How he started? First and foremost, what he's saying? He's saying, Bhagavad-datta Vedartha Gnana Tustau Tustavayadruvaha Vedartho hi sa eva iti natra samsherate. So here the main point is Dhruva was touched by the counsel of the Lord. That counsel is Vedamayam. And after that he glorified. So that's why his glorification is nothing but what? Is nothing but conclusion of all the Vedas. Because that boy doesn't have anything from his side. So because he's a small boy. So that's why whatever he is able to glorify, that is absolutely the knowledge given by the Lord himself. Bhagavad Datta Vedartha Gnana. Stus Gnana Stustava Yadruvaha. So means what? This knowledge is given by the Lord, and that is Vedic knowledge. That means if you want to know what is Vedas, you should just understand what Dhruva. So Dhruva's glorification. That's all. Even all intelligent people also, they have no doubt in this. This Dhruva Stuti is the meaning of all Vedas. Akasmat, that means suddenly. 5 years old boy, he can't speak all the words also properly. And such a boy now, suddenly, all his senses, Bhagavad Unmukha Bhavam Alakshya Esham Idrusham Aprakrutatvam Sri Bhagavat Krutam Iti Janan Swasmin Bhagavataha Nirupadikam Tam Krupameva Sakshad Anubhavan. Dhruva was feeling. So what he's feeling? So my all of sudden my all the senses are so are spiritualized. And this is completely done by the Lord. Bhagavad Unmukha Bhava Malaksha. So Dhruva turned towards Lord. That means Dhruva approached Lord, na? Turn towards Lord means they did bhakti. So by seeing that bhakti, So immediately now, Lord gave Krupa to make all those senses to be transcendental. You're understanding what it means? Out of Lord's mercy now, his senses became transcendental. Why he gave Krupa? Lord, because this boy did bhakti. He engaged. He engaged all his senses in bhakti. So that's why now Lord, out of his mercy, his godless mercy, he made all those senses transcendental. So this is Lord's causeless mercy. See, using our material body, material senses, material mind, intelligence body, we do material activities only now. Using this material mind. But Lord is accepting that sadhaka's material activities, that means those activities done by material senses, you don't call it as material activities. The activities done by these material senses is accepted by Lord as devotion. That there is also his causeless mercy. And now by seeing these senses are engaged in those activities, so then Lord is making all these senses into transcendental. That is also his krupa. So accepting, and after that he is making all these senses transcendental. It is extraordinary. Nirupamam, nirupadikam tam krupameva sakshad anubhavan. So by seeing all these things, Dhruva became so wondered, and he started paying obeisances to the Lord. అకస్మాదేవ స్వీయ వాగాది సర్వేంద్రియాన్ భగవత్ ఉన్ముఖం స్వభావం ఆలక్ష్య ఏషాం ఈదృశం అప్రాకృతత్వం శ్రీ భగవత్ కృతం iti janan. It's not that these boys keep on doing sadhana bhakti, then all those senses, these senses are engaged in the service, and now those are all become transcendental. That is, in general sadhana siddha bhaktas case, it happens. Of course, there is also Lord's Kripa. Here is Akasmadeva. What he is, Vishwanath is writing here. Akasmad, all of sudden. All of sudden, Dhruva Maharajas, all his senses became transcendental due to Lord. And knowing this, and knowing Lord's causeless mercy, immediately Dhruva, so directly experiencing Lord's Kripa, And with wonder, he started paying obeisances to the Lord. Akasmad is very important point. In Sadhana Siddha's case, regularly keep on happening. Every day as much as you engage. In the case of Dhruva Maharaj, you may say his senses also became transcendental by his sadhana. But no, here, akasmadeva means definitely they might have some transcendental change. But suddenly, Lord, give causeless mercy. Why it's a nirupam, causeless mercy, why it is said? Because this is causeless mercy only. It's not necessary that now he should not need to make his senses transcendental. But he made. That's why it is causeless mercy. So in the sloka, what is there? Nirupam. Okay. Yonthapravesh mama vacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayatya kala shaktidara sadamnanyavasa hastacharana shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. So what he's saying then? So he paid obeisances. Svena dhamna chitsiktya imam mama tadasasya vacham tat swagu. So he's saying, I am your servant. I am your servant. What you did? Vacham, my voice, my tongue, my speech. So you made such a way it can glorify your transcendental qualities and pastimes. Mama tvaddasasya vacham tvat swarupa guna leeladikameva varnayatrim prasuptam etavat kala paryantam shaitveva stitam mrutamiva sanjeevati yatu swiyat स्वीयान्नपानादि प्रकृत भोग वार्तां विषयीकुर्वति जाग्रत्येव वागासीत् ताम अतः आरभ्य शायति स्म नाशयति स्म वा इति वा. So that means what? Till now my speech is in a dead condition. It is only speaking material things. But now it is able to describe your transcendental form and qualities. That is your mercy. etavat kala paryantam shayitveva sthitam. This speech till now is in the sleeping mode actually, like a dead. Now, like dead person given what? Life. Similarly, for my speech, life is given. यातु स्वीयान्नपानादि प्रकृत भोग वार्तां विषयीकुर्वति. So now not only the speech, but also my body, my all other senses, all are now transcendentalized. So न केवलं वागीन्द्रियमेव अपितु अन्यान् हस्तपादादीन् अपि तत्परिचर्यादिकं विषयीकरिष्णून् प्राणांश्च त्वद् उन्मुखान् इति ध्रुवस्य इन्द्रियादीनां चिन्मयत्वेन अप्राक् सद्यो जातम् इति सूचितम्. So what happened? Not only Dhruva's speech, but all his senses and all his body and everything now became transcendental. When Lord touched with that conscience, everything became transcendental. Akasmadeva. This is Lord's Ahaitiki Kripa. So suddenly, so Sadhyo Jata means immediately. Immediately it became transcendental. Whole body, mind, speech, everything, even life, air, everything. So, but yes, Dhruva Maharaj could understand very easily the difference between his condition before and after attaining spiritual elation. And seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, he could understand that his life, force, and activities had been sleeping. They are sleeping age. Unless one comes to the spiritual platform, his bodily limbs and mind and other facilities within the body are understood to be sleeping. Unless one is spiritually situated, all his activities are taken as a dead man's activities are ghastly activities. Now we have the opportunity of Dhruva Maharaj actually experienced that upon enlightenment of his senses on the spiritual platform, he could understand the essence of Vedic instructions. So he was aware that for a long time he was practically sleeping and he felt the impetus to glorify the Lord according to the Vedic conclusion. A mundane person cannot offer any prayer or glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he has no realization of the Vedic conclusion. So when Dhruva Maharaj therefore found this difference within himself, he could immediately understand that it was because of the causeless mercy of the Lord. He offered obeisances to the Lord with great respect and reverence, completely understanding that Lord's favor was upon him. Suddenly it happened. The spiritual enlightenment of Dhruva Maharaj's senses and mind was due to action of internal potency of the Lord. In this verse, therefore, the word Swadhamna means by spiritual energy. Spiritual enlightenment is possible by the mercy of the spiritual energy of the Lord. The chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is first addressed to the spiritual energy of the Lord. Hare. This spiritual energy acts when a living entity fully surrenders and accepts his position as an eternal servant. This spiritual energy acts when we fully surrender. Otherwise, no. That's why in the Karmi's case, even if they chant Krishna and Rama Hare, Vishnu, like we're doing Sandhya Vandan Achaman time, they will chant Vishnu name. That name is transcendentalizing them. So in their case, so spiritual energy working on them, no. Those when a living entity fully surrender, that means when a devotee, when a person become fully surrendered means Suddha Bhakta platform, or otherwise Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta, and accepting Guru. So and taking Vaishnava Diksha and having so exclusive faith strongly or otherwise. So Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta. Mainly his focus, mainly his faith on in Bhakti. In that case, that spiritual energy will work. That means the holy name is a spiritual energy actually. It will destroy all his karma and everything. But if you are not fully surrendered, karmis they chant holy name. So that holy name will only giving the result of karma, that's all. It is not going to give any spiritual result. You're understanding what Prabhupada is writing in this line. When a person places himself at the disposal or order of the Supreme Lord, that is called Sevon Mukha. At that time, the spiritual energy gradually reveals the Lord to him. That means you can keep on engaging your senses, then gradually you will be so getting transcendental all your senses. But in the case of Dhruva, it's a causeless mercy. By touching that conscious, everything of all his body became transcendentalized. This is gradual by doing sadhana. By Lord's touch, it's just Krupa. Without revelation by the spiritual energy, one is unable to offer prayers glorifying the Lord. Any amount of philosophical speculation or poetic expression by mundane persons is still considered to be the action and reaction of the material energy. So this is karma and jnana are simply material energy only. But when you become devotee and do transcendental activities to the Lord, like Shravanam Kirtanam, then that activity is not material activity, that is transcendental. Because that senses and mind all are, who is object for that? Krishna himself is object for that. Like for the tongue, if you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, who is object? Tongue is, who is object? Here, Lord's names means Lord. With your eyes, you are seeing Lord's form. For the seeing action, it's a business of the eyes. So who is object? Form of the Lord, which is nothing but Lord. That means in direct devotion, Lord is directly object of the activities of these various senses. But in the case of karma, now plowing the land, so you are doing your body, like you are paying obeisances with your body, obeisances to the Lord. Then paying obeisances for this action. What is the object? Lord. Lord is object. So the action done by body. For that, who is object? Directly. Subject, object, verb and object you are knowing, na? Rama kills Ravana. Rama killed Ravana. So killing action, what is object? Ravana. Similarly, so paying obeisances to the Lord. Dandavat pranam. So is the activity of the body and who is the object? So Lord, directly Lord. But when you do using this body, you are plowing the land. That is a karma actually. So here, who is object? With your body, you are doing plowing. Who is object? Earth is object. Earth. Earth is object, not Lord. So that's why that activity is what? Is material activity. That's material energy. But when you offer the result of that activity, or that activity also you can offer, then that is Aropa Siddha Bhakti. But devotee also does karma, how he does? When devotee do karma, how he does? So now you see he is doing, that means he is plowing the land. He will become Krishna conscious at that time also. Which devotee I am saying? Devotee who got Dhruva Shraddha, I am saying them. They see this land. This land is, when Mahavishnu glances that Prakriti is having agitation and produced Panchamahabhutas. And otherwise, and that is Lord's energy, this land. Or otherwise, he see this Dharti is wife of the Lord. So, while doing that plowing activity, if he has this link of Krishna consciousness, even if he does karma, that is not going to cover him, that karma. So, being in Krishna consciousness, he is doing. So, I'm explaining how to do Siddha Bhakti while doing karma also. I don't take it is very so easy. So, serving in Krishna consciousness means what? What do you think? It's not an easy thing. It's the way. So, some farmer is just thinking that this plowing land is my duty. That means at the time he is seeing earth as earth. There is no connection, his consciousness. This earth is energy of the Lord, or a wife of the Lord, or nothing. And then that is what material activity. And he is offering that to the Lord, then it is Aropa Siddha Bhakti. But a devotee, how he does? While working, while plowing the land, he is seeing this plow is a weapon of Lord Balaram. On this land is the wife of the Lord or the energy of the Lord, which is coming from Prakriti. And that Prakriti belongs to him. So being in that consciousness, he is doing. So then he is in the Krishna consciousness. And that work, then what is the need of doing work? Only to set an example to the society is doing that. We are going a little slow, okay. Raise the speed, half an hour is there. Because these lines Prabhupada purport are not a simple lines, these are all. Any amount of philosophical speculation or poetic expressions by mundane persons is still considered to be action reaction of the material energy. Why? Because that poetry, for that poetry, who is object? So material energy, like beautiful. So village, he might be describing a beautiful village. So, but if Lord's form qualities are leelas, if they are the object of that poetry, then that activity is this is direct, na. So poetry means what? Glorifying or describing. Poetry means describing some object. If that object is Krishna, then that is what? Direct. In case of transcendental activities, Krishna is direct actually, object of that activity. Then that is direct devotion. That is spiritual. When one is actually enlivened by the spiritual energy, all his senses become purified. And he engages only in the service of the Lord. At that time, his hands, legs, ears, tongue, mind, genitals, everything engage in the service of the Lord. He always engages in directly service of the Lord. Which service? Direct service. Such an enlightened devotee no longer has any material activities. That's why his activities are not material. But if he is forgetting Krishna and if he is simply on the platform of body, he is doing activity like plowing, like making pot or making something, then that is material activity. So at that time, there is a discontinuity is there. Of course, he may offer that. That is not, at that time, he is not Krishna conscious. He is not an advanced devotee, such a person. Such an enlightened devotee no longer has any. So that's why enlightened devotees means those who are in the pure devotional platform, those who got Dhruva no longer has any material activities. Yes, they have no longer material activities. Everything they are doing in Krishna consciousness. One second. Everything engaged in the service of the Lord. This process of purifying the senses. Such an enlightened devotee, no longer material activities, nor has he any interest in being materially engaged. So Krishna consciousness is very, very subtle and very, very deep and very, very glorious, secret. Krishna conscious person also might be looking for you like a normal person doing activities, but his consciousness is very different. This process of purifying the senses and engaging them in the service of the Lord is known as bhakti or devotional service. In the beginning, the senses are engaged by the direction of spiritual master and sastra, and after realization, when the same senses are purified, the engagement continues. The difference is that in the beginning, the senses are engaged in a mechanical way, but after realization, they are engaged in spiritual understanding. So Guru, actually Narada Muni said, do this, do this, do this. He simply engaged. Now by the touch of this conchal, all those became suddenly transcendental. Before also he engaged, and by seeing that engagement only, Lord, so suddenly by his causeless mercy, made that all are transcendental. Ekastvameva bhagavannida atmashaktaya मायाक्ययोरुगुणया महदाद्यशेषम् स्पृष्ट्वानुविश्य पुरुषस्तदसद्गुणेषु नानेव दारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासि.
My Lord, you are the Supreme One, but by your different energies, you appear differently in the spiritual and material worlds. You create the total energy of the material world by your external potency. And after creation, you enter within the material world as the super soul. You are the supreme person, and through the temporary modes of material nature, you create varieties of manifestation, just as fire entering into wood of different shapes burns brilliantly in different varieties. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you. You are understanding what Dhruva Maharaj is saying. So, sadharanani tani jadani tu sarva sadharana jagatam tvam maya shaktya saha pravishya antaryami udasina eva chetayasi iti janami. So now Dhruva is saying that this whole material world is what? Is out of Maya Shakti and it is Jada. It is inert material. All the senses and everything are Jada Padarthas only. And what he is doing? He is entering in the form of Antaryami and he is residing there, being neutral. And he is activating all of them. So Paramatma is residing in this body, that's why all these senses are active. Uda, and also while activating, he is getting any attachment with that. oh, this is a beautiful, so result is coming from this action, so let me take. He will never. He is being neutral, he activating everything, because all these are all inert by nature. By soul presence, this body is not active, Baba. By Paramatma is residing and he is spreading his active Chetana towards this body. That's why this body is active. On that Chetana of the Paramatma, Jivatma Chetana is also spreading entire body. Like the smell of agarbattis. So smell of agarbattis is, which is there in that corner, those agarbattis smell is coming to your nose. How? That smell is carried by air. Similarly, soul's consciousness is carried by Paramatma consciousness. That's why soul consciousness is spreading. Otherwise, soul consciousness cannot spread. So, अनुप्रविश्य पुरुषो अंतर्यामी तस्या माया असस्सु गुणेषु इंद्रियादिषु चेतयितु स्थितः सन् नानेव भासी. Like this, he only entering into the everything and he is now appearing as many, as a trees, as mountain, or as rivers, as different animals, everything. Actually, who is that? All these are all active and they are doing those actions because Paramatma is residing. So this knowledge is very important to become 24 hours Krishna consciousness. You have to see this whole world and this entire Jagat the way a pure devotee sees. You're understanding? So Lord became many, like tiger, like deer, trees, plants, birds, snakes, all are who? Paramatma. Because actually they're all jada, they're all now active because Paramatma is there. Paramatma is making them active. So that's why Paramatma only is becoming now in this way. You can say he is becoming many. Naneva bhasi. तेन तद्भक्तानाम् इन्द्रियाणि तत्प्रसादत्वात् त्वामेव विषयीकुर्वन्ति. So, what about in the case of devotees? In the case of devotees, also all these bodies is active in the case of devotee as general rule. Everyone's body, senses, everything is active because of Paramatma. But now in the case of devotees, what he is doing? He is making all these senses into the transcendental. Out of his mercy. And who is object for that senses? For eyes. No, eyes, what is the action of the eyes? Seeing. And what is the object of the eyes? Form. Form is, in the materialistic people, what is the object for these eyes? Material forms. But in the case of devotees, so what is the object of that eyes? Krishna himself. Krishna himself. Okay. Yes, Sarvani.
But just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure whether I'm understanding this correctly or not. So that means when we say the Paramatma makes the material energy active, even like in the body, that means actually our soul is not the one keeping the body alive, it's actually the Paramatma, correct?
Yes.
But because the Paramatma always is with the soul, that's why we say the consciousness actually. That means it's actually the super consciousness is the one that keeping the body alive. Correct.
So that is making, and this soul consciousness is flowing like the smell of agarbattis is flowing on the air actually. It's spreading everywhere, that smell. Without the air, this smell can spread from agarbattis? No. Similarly, without Paramatma's presence, simply soul, its consciousness, can it spread entire body? Is impossible. That's why we are insignificant and infinitely small, and we should fully dependent on Lord. That is the conclusion. We are nothing. We have nothing to become proud. We are nothing actually. So that's why only solution is what? Sharanagati. Only the solution is Sharanagati. There is no other solution. Because everything is He. And He is becoming object for His devotees' senses. Because these devotees means full faith. They see Krishna all the places. See means not like Uttama Bhakta, conceptually. They see the connection of the Lord in everything. Everything is connected to Krishna or not? Everything is connected to Krishna. Can you show one simple thing which is not connected to Krishna? I will leave my bhakti. Good, bad, anything. Everything is Krishna's potency only. Vidya, avidya, prakriti, everything is belongs to Krishna. Devatas, asuras, everything is belongs to Krishna. So then how to see everywhere and everything in relation to the Krishna? That is Krishna consciousness, that we should learn by studying deeply these prayers. People always ask how to become devotee, how to become Durar Shraddhavan, how he behaves, how to understand to become 24 hours Krishna consciousness. You read this, you can see this. Dhruva Maharaj, what he's saying. He's saying, so everything, Chat Paramatma is there. That's why they have activeness, otherwise no. Then why we forget? Why we forget and why we are coming to illusion? Why we are not in that state all the time? Why we are not able to see Krishna? Why we are not able to maintain Krishna consciousness? You all know? Anyone know? Any guess? No? You don't know?
Because we are not pure?
No need to become pure actually for this.
Because Hare Krishna Prabhu, maybe because we have not surrendered to the Lord's lotus feet as an eternal servant. Hare Krishna.
The reason is it can be ignorance in other areas. This point is not so clearly understood. That person may heard this and literally he knows, but deeply he doesn't know. That ignorance will cause to forget. Or otherwise, so his heart became offensive towards the devotees and devotion. So, in that case, Bhakti philosophy, of course, he might be having another anarthas. That means one doesn't need to become completely pure. We are not saying to become completely pure, but certain so offenses towards devotees, devotion, and sastras will lead this kind of so non-sensitive, non-sensitiveness. It will become very casual. That's why bhakti is so sensitive. Bhakti is also so sensitive. It's not to find a devotee. It's not an easy thing. Finding a devotee is not a easy thing actually. It's very rare. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschid yadadi. Yadnamapi siddhamanam kassin mam vetti tattvataha. Also, muktim dadati na karhichit bhakti yogam. Mukti is given very easily, not bhakti. So, these senses all become transcendental. Krishna is objective, object also for those all senses. Senses means they do action. Action means there should be some object, like walking, drinking. These are all actions, actions done by either body or mind or speech. Means either by senses or by the body or by speech. Either senses, body or mind. Either senses, body means senses, or by so vacha. Vacha means is also kind of senses only. So vagendriya and mind. All these, so all these things having the actions, and these actions, so who should be the object? Krishna. In the case of devotees, Krishna is directly object. In case of non-devotees, who is object? So material objects. Dhruva Maharaj realized that the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, acts through his different energies, not that he becomes void or impersonal and thus becomes all pervading. The Mayavadi philosopher thinks that the absolute truth being spread throughout the cosmic manifestation has no personal form. Okay. The identity of Supreme Personality of Godhead in the feature of Paramatma or Super Soul is admitted herein. His original spiritual energy enlivens the material energy. Now, even the rivers are flowing. So, hills are also doing his activity. What hills are doing? Hills are holding this earth. So, like it, non-living matter, also non-living matter is also having actions. All those actions also due to Lord only. Otherwise, wind will not blow, rivers will not flow. Lord is presenting there, that's why they are also doing their actions. And thus the body, dead body appears to have life force. Because of Paramatma, life force you can see. Widist philosophers think that under certain material conditions, the symptoms of life occur in the material body, but the fact is that the material body cannot act on its own, even a machine. So it is stated in this verse that material energy acts in varieties of material bodies, just as fire burns differently in the different wood according to the size and quality of wood. So this Paramatma is entering and appearing, is acting, is activating all in the different bodies in a different ways. Nana iva bhavati. Nana iva bhavati is now appearing like many. In the case of devotees, the same energy is transformed into spiritual energy. Same energy is transformed into spiritual. This is possible because the energy is originally spiritual, not material. So that means in the case of devotees also, all his body, senses, everything is matter, but in him also Paramatma is there, and that Paramatma is activating all of them. But now devotee, because of sadhu's association, he got some kripa from him, and now he made choice of what? Engaging all these senses in direct service of the Krishna. Jnana karmadhyanavrita anukulyena Krishnanuselinam. Direct service. That means Krishna is becoming the object of these senses. That is a choice he made. Now what is becoming? Now he is using this tongue. So what is the object of the tongue? Taste or otherwise? So words, speaking. So he's eating Krishna Prasadam. That means he's Krishna and Krishna Prasadam are non-different. So now, so tasting various objects, that is the function of the tongue. So what is the object here? Krishna Prasadam means Krishna is direct. Direct Krishna is object for this tongue. So then what will happen? So then it will fetch the mercy of Krishna. And he can make this tongue into transcendental. And also tasting Krishna Prasadam is this action is becoming now transcendental activity. Tasting outside some shop, you are eating some laddu, simple laddu. So then that tasting or eating is simply what? Material activity. Because the object is not Krishna. Object is not Krishna, so that's why it is becoming material activity. So that means those are all now, since Maya, that means Laddu is Maya. And now Maya is the Vishaya of tongue. Then what happened? That is material activity. Krishna will not give any mercy to him. He is Udasina towards him. And so that means now this tasting Krishna Prasadam and also Krishna Prasadam means what? Yeah, this is also material rice grains, but now you give to the Lord and Lord ate it, then it became transcendental. So Krishna, and that's why this Krishna Prasadam and Krishna are non-different. And that is now object for the tongue. That means tongue is directly in touch with whom? Directly it is in transcendental object. Then what will happen? Tongue also will become transcendental. Or by seeing this, Lord will make this tongue transcendental. Like he made in the case of Dhruva Maharaj. It is stated in this verse that the material energy, here the main point is what? There are no two different energies. Originally spiritual. Everything is spiritual only. So that is the reason now tongue is becoming spiritual. This is possible because the energy is originally spiritual, not material. As it is stated, as it is said, Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. The original energy inspires a devotee and thus he engages all his bodily limbs in the service of the Lord. The same energy as external potency engages the ordinary non-devotees in material activities for sense enjoyment. Energy is same. That energy only external potency and that energy only internal potency. If object is Krishna, then that is internal potency. If the object is Maya, then that is external potency. So Lord only is there in a non-devotee and devotee, Paramatma, and he is only activating all these senses and mind, everything. And his energy only is activating, tongue knows everything. But in the case of non-devotees, that tongue object is what? Maya. So that's why now that activity is material activity. But same Paramatma is activating, that means his energy only is entering into the devotee's tongue. Now that for the tongue who is object, Krishna himself is object, as it is spiritual. That energy is now spiritual only. Because all energy is coming from where? from Paramatma. Everything is spiritual, that's why. Now, external, internal means what? If it is engaged for Krishna, it is internal. If it is engaged for non-Krishna, external, that's all. But energy is one. That is spiritual energy. Try to understand what is Bahiranga Shakti and Antaranga Shakti. It's very deep and nicely explained in Sandarbhas. Otherwise, you can't understand these things. These lines are very nice and very deep. But if you have no idea of things, you will simply go away like that, overlooking all these things. I'm sorry actually, but time is up. The original energy inspires a devotee. Why the devotee took this kind of choice? Because he got mercy of a sadhu. And thus he engages all his bodily limbs in the service of the Lord. The same energy as external potency engages the ordinary non-devotees in material activities for sense enjoyment. We should mark the difference between Maya and Swadharma. For devotees, the Swadharma acts, whereas in the case of non-devotees, Maya energy acts. Actually, Maya is also Lord's. Like a snake leaves his skin in particular intervals, like that it is energy which is a rejected energy from Lord. Sarupa Shaktis, some energy is rejected, that is known as Maya. Now, Paramatma's energy, where you want to use, that is your choice. Thank you very much. Any questions? You are all understanding or simply Anuragi?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Accept my humble research. Prabhu, when we are doing devotion service, sometimes we are just getting diverted, no, Prabhu.
Most of the time we divert. Sometimes we do devotion.
Yeah. So how to overcome and we can try to do this. Now we are getting this knowledge. So we should, the Paramatma only total function is happening, everything. But how to bring to the focus, Prabhu?
We should be in such a devotees association. That is the way. Next coming actually, very nicely, Dhruva explains. All glorifies this devotion so nicely. Then how it is possible? By association only. That's why devotees community is so nice, wonderful. We should pray to the Lord to arrange such association. Then in such a powerful association we are able to do. Otherwise, no, not possible. Rajas and Tamas always acting and covering. Whatever we learn little bit, it is covered with Rajas and Tamas. Okay?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving extra time and extra days. You are all extraordinary.
Prabhu, so Monday, same time, la Prabhu.
Yeah, Monday also will be had, Tuesday also. So
I think might be
we'll
Wednesday.
finish at least 9th chapter completely, very no doubt.
Okay.
10th also we try. 30 slokas are there yet. 9th will definitely finish. No doubt in that.
Possibility that possibly on Wednesday, so Prabhu might not give class. He said because he's traveling on 9th. So he said he'll let us know if Wednesday okay, cannot.
Yeah. You are so liberal, Mataji.
No, bro, I think Krishna's arrangement because Krishna wants us to listen from you more. See, like if we went fast with this chapter, it's like we would have missed so much, It's
Nothing you will learn actually if you go far.
Yeah.
And these are all not the places to go run. You can run in the 13 to 17. So, but their purports are there. So, in that, especially Varnashrama, organizing society, all those things, if someone is not interested, they can run. But these places you can't run actually. 13 to 17 you can run. You run if you want. Within every day one chapter you can be finished. Here we can't run actually. Especially such a nice devotees when they are praying to the Lord. We can't run actually. We can't just overrule their feelings and their expressions just lightly. No, we can't take it lightly. And Prabhupada writes also very strong lines. Appears very easy, but actually have a lot of deep meaning actually. He studied all Sandarbhas and after that he wrote deeply. Yeah. Thank you very much for all of you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.